Welcome to the Billy and Andre show, the only show that makes you think, wow, why are you guys reading this to us? Hey Billy, how you doing?
I'm not doing too bad, my friend. Yes, everybody. Usually, it's my job to bring some sort of depressing, fucked up story that, like, you know, RJ will look at me with a shocked face and, It seems like he's beaten me to it this time.
Well, no, the thing is, right, I always enjoyed, enjoy is a rather weird way of putting it.
Morbidly enjoy?
I find fascinating what people post on Reddit. Oh, if you don't know what Reddit is, good for you. I'm so happy for you guys.
Enjoy the rock. Enjoy the rock you're living under.
Yes, and you are more stable human beings than myself. So, Reddit is this place that you can say whatever. Well, you used to be able to say whatever you wanted, and if you ever needed, as Billy put it, a community of toaster fuckers, you would have found it there.
Literally.
It is banned now. You will not find your community of toaster fuckers, but hey, it is what it is.
I'm not sure about the toaster fucker subreddit, actually. I was referring to, like, some of the worst ones. I'm not sure if the toaster fucker one got taken down or not.
Well, I'm not going to Google it now.
I'm not going to Google it either. But, you know, you can Google it. Tell us the answer in the comments.
And we'll enjoy Reddit if it's the first time you ever go.
Try not
Reddit.
to go down any rabbit holes.
So, Reddit is full of very diverse people. You can find r/whatever you like, as I said earlier. But one of the most interesting stories that I ever seen is the story of he calls himself SpontaneousH,
which it turns out is a pretty good name for him. Reading this,
so the way it is, so well, you're gonna start reading the story, but what he did was 2009 when he did heroin for the first time, as out of curiosity, and he made a r/ask me anything, and Billy's gonna read it because nobody wants to listen to a dyslexic read anything. It's gonna, I mean, if anybody wants to listen to a dyslexic read, if you guys gonna want to watch that,
just go to any school in England. No, this is just Andre's way of making me do the work, but I don't mind because I don't mind doing a dramatic reading. So I'll start from the top, shall I?
Oh yeah, would you like to start with the original post?
Yes, so this original post dated September 14th, 2009. I did heroin yesterday. I am not a drug user and have never done anything besides pot back when I was a teen. Ask me anything. This is a little long. So, I have never been a drug user. I drink once in a while and smoked pot a few years back when I was a teen in high school a few times, and that's it. I'm 24 now, have a master's and a well-paying full-time job. Yesterday, I was walking through Washington Square Park. I don't know where that is.
In America.
Thank you. I knew it was somewhere in America, I just didn't know where.
I think Washington Square Park is in New York.
Would it be?
I might be wrong.
It might be DC. I don't fucking know. Geographers point it out. Where I pass every day, and there have always been people there looking to sell drugs, not in the park due to cameras, but you can meet a dealer there, blah, blah, blah. They don't usually solicit drugs to you unless you stop and stand around near one of them, for some reason, looking like you're looking for something. Yesterday, I happened to stop by a row of benches, check some messages on my phone, when a dealer on the bench to my right asked me if I need anything. My life has been pretty boring the last few years, and I feel like I haven't really lived, taken any risks, or done anything crazy, so I figured, what the hell, maybe I'll buy some pot. It's been a while. Dun dun.
Yep, just keep on reading.
Okay. I said yeah, and after asking several times if I'm a cop, he gives me his number to tell me to meet him at the fast food place, where he will hook me up.
Well, I just have to mention the fact, if you have somebody, if they're a cop and they say they're not a cop, how do you know the fact that they're not actually a cop?
Yeah, I don't honestly know why you would even bother asking.
Because they wouldn't be like, yeah, man, I'm a cop. Can I still buy some weed off of you?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, yeah, here's my badge and my gun. You know.
Yeah.
You're not.
Would you like my serial number or whatever?
Yeah. Would you like to know who my manager is? My place of address? You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, the guy says, all right. We meet up, and after hounding me, asking why a cop, he asks what I need. I tell him, I just want a dime bag, and he says something like, nah, sorry man, I only sell half ounces. You can't take that. You can take that, and I've got some coke and some H. At this point, I didn't want to buy half an ounce of pot. I'd probably never smoked more than an eighth in my life. But then I started considering his last word. Heroin. Actually, his last word was H. Remember it properly. I've heard so much about it and how crazy addictive it is, and seen it in movies and TV. I'm thinking The Wire, one of my favourite shows. Yeah, okay.
The man has a boring life. The Wire's his favorite show.
No, The Wire's a great show. I'm just saying, like, what? At what point of The Wire? I mean, you've seen The Wire, right?
Yeah.
At what point in The Wire did heroin look like a good fucking idea?
No, at that no point.
No point at all.
There was no point where you're like, yeah, that sounds like a good fun time.
Yeah, that's like, oh, I really got into diet pills by watching Requiem for a Dream. You know, you just, I really got into like, you know, screwing over my friends by watching Trainspotting. No, it's not a good thing.
No, it's not a good idea.
Okay. Out of nowhere, I'll say, I'll take the H, and we do the deal there. I give him the cash under the table, and he slides me a small order of fries with a little stamped wax baggie in it. I'm giving people too much information on how to buy drugs in 2009. Never mind.
And it's in America.
It's America in 2009. If you somehow find yourself there, then, I don't know, maybe warn people about Trump. I don't know. You know, don't buy heroin. I put it in my pocket, then nervously race home, my heart racing, cannot believing what I just did. I held onto that bag in my pocket, palm sweating the whole ride home. I mean, that's every drug deal, mate. You're not special on that. When I get home, I open the bag and dump some golden flakes and powder on my glass coffee table. At this point, I don't even know what to do. I know you can snort heroin, but it looked all flaky, so I tried to remember how they did it in the movies, but they always seem to inject it in films. So I start Googling how to snort heroin, like an idiot, and do a little research on this stuff on how much to take. Obviously you didn't do enough, my dude.
Yeah. like you would think the research will actually deter you from actually doing it.
Yeah, like, oh, that's what heroin use does to you. Okay, yeah, okay. Righty-ho. I used a card to get it into a fine powder and moved a small bump to the side, which I inhaled through a $1 bill. Classic.
Yeah.
I didn't feel anything.
He's a classy lad.
Here's the classic mistake as well. I didn't feel anything yet, so I snorted a small line, which was essentially half the bag.
I don't know heroin, but I don't think you should snort half a bag.
No. I also, classic mistake is you try a little bit of something and then you wait impatiently for it to hit you, and then it doesn't hit you, and then you take some more. Everyone's done that at one point in their life, and it was never a good idea.
Yeah,
right?
Because then you just take way too much.
Yes, I did exactly the same thing with MDMA. I'm not going to lie. It turns out, like, MDMA does not make you hallucinate unless you overdo it. And then when you overdo it, it makes you trip balls like a motherfucker. It's intense. I just saw stuff exploding and giant golden beetles coming out of it. It was very, very weird. Anyway.
I see that.
Enough of story time, I suppose. Back to this guy's story time. I waited, and in a few minutes I had the most pleasurable feeling of pure relaxation and bliss wash over me. I just sat there and everything felt amazing. I nodded off and it was great. I had the TV on, but wasn't paying attention. I must have sat around for 4 hours doing nothing but feel total pleasure. It was like a full-body orgasm times 10 that kept going on and on. When I would nod off, it felt like I was in a pure conscious lucid dream-like state. Sometimes it felt like I was leaving my body. At this point, I did the rest of it and stayed up all night and must have been high for 10 hours straight. I might have slept at one point. It's hard to tell the difference when you nod off and everything feels good regardless. Just the feeling of being under a blanket was amazing. Also, in common with MDMA.
I don't know.
I was blown away by the power of this drug and just how orgasmic it felt. I never understood why people did drugs before and got so hooked on them, but now I see why. I have the urge to do it again, but I will resist and not do it. At least, not for a long time. Dun, 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 dun. That cope sentence right there. I had the urge to do it again and not do it, but I will resist and not do it, at least not for a long time.
That means you already plan to do it again.
You're already making excuses. You're carving a way out. I know your type, my friend. I know how you think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, heroin is the most addictive thing you can do.
Basically, yeah. So it's designed to be. It's like hijacking your entire body.
Yeah. So your brain gets completely rewired, basically.
Kind of. I mean, like after a while it does. But, you know, it's one of those things that it basically hits all of your sort of pleasure centers at once. There's not really much you can do to sort of resist, like, the urge of that, you know? Because everything afterwards feels like shit.
Yeah.
You know? You ever hear the story of Flowers for Algernon?
No.
It's kind of like that, where you have something so good that nothing else ever feels the same way again.
Fair enough.
That's basically the heroin experience. I've
But
never tried it myself.
what is flowers for? I'll
This is going to be a long video, dude. If I'm going to do movie review on top of it, it's a whole thing.
Okay. Oh, is it a movie?
I believe it's a movie based on a book. I'm not entirely sure. I just know because it's known for this thing.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a little note here that was done by the person who compiled this Reddit post saying, author's note. The comments were telling the original poster not to do it again.
Yeah, but you already did it once. So.
Once is sometimes good enough. So
that's how they get you, right?
It kind of is.
Is there any human out there that wouldn't automatically get hooked on it? I personally know I have an extremely addictive personality.
Yeah, me too.
That's why I can't stop smoking.
Yeah, that's why we both drink like assholes.
Yeah, and that's what we drink. Like, also, that's why I don't gamble, right?
Yeah.
Because I had the moment where I'm like, dude, that was 100 quid for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was years back, and then I realized, maybe don't do that.
No, sod gambling. I'll get into something stable like crypto.
Oh, oh wow.
Sorry, dude.
Wow.
Anyway, so I went to check the comments that were apparently so... nice and supportive to this man. The top comment is, well, did you eat the fries or not? Don't leave me hanging. That's the top comment. So,
yeah.
Well done, internet. You did great there.
Yeah, we're not doing it better either because we're kind of having a laugh at this. But
this was 2009, man. We cannot time travel as much as I want to.
We should.
I've tried really hard.
You focused on it.
Following the comments, the gentleman in question also added some updates to the original post. I'm going to summarize them for you because they're pretty long, but they're basically saying, please no more comments telling me that I'm going to be a homeless addict dying of an overdose. Don't lecture me when you don't have any real experience about the drug.
Well, the thing is, this is foreshadowing, right? Like because I already know the whole story, right? So I'm like, because I brought it up, but this is foreshadowing to what's going to happen.
Oh yeah,
to a certain degree.
Like even like not knowing the entire story, like I can sort of see, I can see how many updates there are. I can see how long this goes on. Yeah. This is not going to be the first and last time.
The man posted for years and years and years. Like, this is a case study that is actually recorded from the point of view of the person that actually did it, sort of. You know, because you can also always look at how did the homeless people that do drugs on the streets ended up in that situation, but they will never post on Reddit or have a recording of it, right?
Well, to be fair, most people don't try and do it just for the lols. Most of the time they're in a really low place when they try heroin for the first time. This guy just seemed like he was bored.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like,
never been that bored. Like, quite genuinely, I'd never been so bored that I'm like, you know what? I could do some heroin.
I suppose not. But this guy sounded like he was stuck somewhere in his life and decided to, basically just, fuck it up for fun. As proof of my statement, update 1, September 27th, 2009. This is how quickly it can go badly.
27. So the first one was the 14th of September.
So this is 2 weeks. 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later. Here's the post. 2 weeks ago, I tried heroin once for fun in air quotes and made an AMA. I have been using since and shot up for the first time today. Ask me anything.
Wow.
So the tone is already...
So he's like, I'm not going to do it for a while. A while was like, what, 5 hours?
Looks like it. I mean, he said he's been using since, so I mean, like, probably most days.
Yeah.
I mean, he said that he used the rest of it. It probably took him a couple of days to go find, get desperate enough to go find some new shit, and then when he did, he just started... Yeah. So this is how far this guy has spiraled in 2 weeks. 2 weeks of heroin, this is what it will do to you. I will be checking out an NA, that's Narcotics Anonymous, meeting this week. And I know I'm on the fast track to becoming an addict, and I want to stop it before it gets out of control, and I'm physically addicted. You're already physically addicted, dude. I'm sorry. Like, heroin's kind of instant for that shit.
Yeah. So 2 weeks, it's all it needs for you to...
Yeah.
It probably didn't need 2 weeks. It probably needed, like, what, 1 day?
A couple of days, Yeah. It's when...
when you decide to go in for another baggie, I think
basically
that's when it's done. That's when you
like the morning after when he was like hankering for it and probably about to claw his own face off. That's physical addiction right there.
Because isn't heroin's going off of heroin? It's like the lowest of the lows.
You kind of lose yourself.
Yeah,
like you're not you anymore. If I can sum it up, like Anyway, I will be checking an NA meeting. Blah blah blah. No one in my life can know about this, and I want to stop it before it's too late. I have been using for 2 to 3 day periods and then taking a couple days off, then using again. The breaks were in part to try not to get hooked, and in part because I had an unreliable dealer who charged me more than double what I should be paying. That was... You were jonesing, man. He can tell. These people can tell.
Yeah, he's like, he's new to this. He wouldn't know what it costs, so I'll charge him whatever I want.
Yeah, I got ripped off several times when I tried to buy off the street. Yeah, no shit, again. Today, I met a guy through some internet channels who said he could get bundles, 10 small bags of heroin, for a significantly less than half price of my old dealer gave me on his most fair deal. He also happened to be an IV user and had a sash of steel needles and supplies and offered to shoot me up. It's literally train spotting already.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, the guy had steel needles and he was ready because he knew for a fact that, oh, this is my meal ticket now.
Yeah. This guy's gonna make money. This guy's gonna be around for a while. He's new.
Yeah. So if I look after him now, he's gonna just constantly pay me.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a steady stream of income. You do that in marketing. It's not gonna lie. That's how they get you.
Yeah, it's the same thing as those guys who like sell fake gold coins to like frightened old people who are lonely.
Oh.
You know, very depressing industry.
I got scammed once by the gold coin industry.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So it was.
Did they think you were 60?
No, the thing is, I saw an ad for it, and I'm like, oh, it's only £5. This looks really cool. I want to have one of them. I ordered one. It was a scam.
Of course it was.
Yeah. I'm still upset to this day for those £5.
Yeah. Anyway.
Moving on.
Before you make those coins into throwing stars and start flinging them at random salespeople. So here's an edit to the... Here's an edit. Oh, wow. Sorry, I just read the line above the edit. He gave me some new needles and tourniquets, and when I got home, I tried to do it myself. After not hitting a vein countless times, I finally got a red flag and was good to go. I think the red flag is where you sort of inhale the blood up into the...
yeah, maybe.
I think that's just my guess. I have injected 5 bags since 4 p.m. So this guy started with 1 bag.
Now he does 4 at a time.
5 at a time, yeah. The last one a little less than an hour ago, and I'm tempted to do some more. Ask me anything. Forgive me for any delays if I nod off. Dude.
The man is insane. He's actually still writing things as he's shut up with heroin.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine typing that much when I'm high, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did that, but whatever. Here's some edits. Wednesday night update. Okay, this one is, I'm going to try and say this out loud, but it's really kind of misspelled, botched, and the punctuation's all fucked up, so...
I mean, he's shut up, so...
No, not this time. Fucking I, semicolon, M, still withdrawing, throwing up, and sweating out gallons of sweat. I really want to use and relapse right now. I know I shouldn't. These urges are so strong and overpowering. Please help me if you can, before I get the chance to. That's bad.
So he's going through the withdrawal process.
Yep, but it sounds a bit pretty hard. I mean, like going from 1 bag to 5. I mean, I'm not a heroin expert, but that sounds like a big jump.
And then going to 0 straight away.
And then going to none.
Aren't they giving in psych wards if you end up in a psych ward because of it? Isn't that a replacement drug for it?
Methadone, yeah.
Methadone. That it helps you with the withdrawal syndromes.
It helps. It doesn't take them away. It helps, but it still sucks. Like it'll stop like you from physically dying, but it will the mental side.
You can physically die from withdrawal symptoms.
From heroin withdrawal, yeah, possibly. I mean, you can from alcohol withdrawal after enough of it.
Oh, fair enough. Because you unpickle yourself and you
kind of like. I mean, you take the onion out of the pickle, it goes bad pretty quick. Anyway, 1,000 comment update. Fuck my life. I wish I was trolling, and this was also an elaborate lie. I was doing everything right. And somehow a rumor got out that I'd been using, and my girlfriend found out, and she basically broke up with me last night, but is now putting that decision on hold. I have some serious unrelated business/work I need to attend in 2 hours, and I don't know if I'll be in any state to be able to and be ready. I can't stop crying. Fuck heroin, fuck my life. I guess I don't need to say that since heroin pretty much fucked up my life for me in under 2 weeks. I just want to die. So, things have spiraled out of control really quickly.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of edits here. They're kind of in the similar thing. There's a lot of, fuck my life. I'm truly in a good place and believe I'll never have to use again. I slept for about 30 hours, sweat out my entire body, and now feel okay. Took a shit for the first time in a week. This is pretty awesome. It really is train spotting, man.
Yeah,
I wonder if he had to dive into a toilet to get some suppositories.
Wow.
I have no craving or desire to do heroin. I'm sure some of you will be quick to say, oh, here we go. I don't even think I need Narcotics Anonymous, but I'm not ruling it out. I can stop this on my own. I have no craving or desire to do heroin. I'm sure some of you will be quick to say I need real support, and maybe you're right, but right now I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, you're not. Because it's like, I don't think you can go through that and actually be able to come on the other side by yourself. Like, imagine the willpower you need to have to do something like that. Like, I tried quitting smoking a few times, right? I quit smoking a few times, and then I always pick up the beautiful habit again, in quotation marks.
See, I avoid this by never trying to quit.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I try, but it gets really, like, because of my addictive personality, it gets really hard to do something as simple as quitting smoking. Because it technically is simple, because you should just stop doing it, and in 4 weeks, you will not want to do it anymore.
Yeah, it's just those 4 weeks suck.
Yeah.
And you want to avoid that sucking if possible.
The craving's unreal, and you just get angry for no reason. And,
you start snapping at people at work. You can't really work when you're going through that shit, because you just bite people in the face.
You can, but like last time I quit, I was working at the same time, but I was okay. It wasn't okay, I was okay. You know what I mean?
You were okay, not a cunt. Sorry.
Wow.
The one time I didn't quit smoking, I ran out of baccy because I was broke, and like for a week I wanted to tear my own flesh off and like force people to eat it. I was just like, can you not see the pain? You know, that was a struggle for me, especially working. But yeah, heroin is like a million times worse than that.
Yeah, probably.
So
I imagine it's like you wouldn't be able to quit by yourself.
Yeah, here's another edit on the same post. I nodded off after taking another hit at 4 a.m. because I couldn't be bothered to look at this anymore, and I just woke up sore with a headache. For those of you who think I'm a troll because I can do heroin and type well with good grammar, fuck off. It's not that hard if you type slowly and carefully without looking at the screen. The screen is a blur and it's too bright. And it's challenging, but I would rather post coherently than like an idiot. There's this sort of, yeah. I know it's hard to believe someone dumb enough to do heroin is intelligent in other regards. I'm not going to read this because this is actually kind of really bad. Basically, a lot of people were saying he was trolling, so he kept like threatening to post, images of his track marks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The guy's obviously having not a very good time with this Reddit thing.
He's posting everything on the internet.
Why would you do that?
Because the internet is meant. It's not meant for this, but it gives people the freedom to say whatever they like to other people. So why would you post it there? That everybody's gonna just bite your head off for no reason. Because people do enjoy doing that.
Certainly they do. Oh, okay. Here's a couple more. So, are you ready for the next update?
Yeah.
Here's the next update. It's not in the same Reddit thread list, but I did find it. I am a patient in a psychiatric hospital, and I was also technically dead last week. Ask me anything. Uploaded by the very same SpontaneousH. I am one of the nation's finest hospitals and get internet access in 30-minute intervals before having to restart my browsing session, which is kind of annoying, along with the pesky web filter. I would be grateful if anyone could help me get around it. All the proxies I have tried are blocked. Yeah, you can't do that from inside a psych ward, buddy. That's some hard...
It's meant to stop you from doing stuff.
Yeah, most of them are built as a Faraday cage as well, so data is kind of shit in that... Like, anyway. If you're reading this, you probably know who I am. Ask me anything. Edit. I can't believe it has been over a year since I discovered heroin and did the AMAs on here after first trying it, and several months later. Wait, what? Okay. Time flies when you're an addict, I guess.
Yeah, it does.
That's what he's put as. Oh, Jesus.
I mean, he just lost track of time.
I suppose that happens. I mean, he obviously started ignoring Reddit because Reddit was pissing him off and calling him a troll. So he was just like, "Fuck you! I'll show you."
I'm gonna just go do some more heroin.
I can prove to you that I've done heroin. Look at all this heroin I'm currently doing right now. And it's like, oh, dude, why did you get the internet involved, man?
I mean, I think he thought it was a good idea initially because looking at it, you would think, oh, I am so strong-willed, I can do heroin, and I could be fine, and I'll just post on Reddit.
You can't.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah, well, as I said, he's the study that shows you can't do that.
Yeah, literally. I've seen many, many people who thought they were too good to get addicted to drugs. They got addicted to drugs. Yeah. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, so very short entry on that one, probably because he was typing on the psych ward computer and there was a queue. But let's check in with him a bit later. So both these posts, I should point out, are from October 2010, so 1 year later. Here's what the next one's called. I am a heroin/opioid/multi-substance addict with bipolar disorder. Headed to rehab tomorrow because I didn't listen to Reddit. I OD'd 1 week ago and I am in a psych hospital. New AMA. Tomorrow I leave this psychiatric unit to go to a substance abuse unit for a couple of weeks before heading to a long-term residential rehab program. 1 year of use, guys. 1 year.
Yeah.
That's all it took. I was technically dead from a fentanyl overdose last week. For those who are, unaware, living under a rock, heroin is often cut with fentanyl because it's an opioid, but it's also like 50 times stronger, so they mix up and botch the mixes all the time.
Oh yeah, they just do whatever.
It's cheap as chips. They just chuck it in there and think whatever. There's a really good little bit in Stephen King's book, The Stand, where a heroin addict who's struggling to find heroin because all of his dealers are dead, breaks into his old dealer's house and steals his stash, and he prepares to get super fucking the highest he's ever been in his life. He charges himself up with heroin. The strongest heroin he'd ever had would have been 12% pure. This was 90% pure, and it just killed him straight up.
I mean, yeah, overdosing. But isn't that the problem, right? Because when you do drugs, you're going to look for a higher and higher high, because you kind of build this immunity, and that's how people overdose, isn't it? Because you're looking for a better high.
Yeah, so you keep going up and up and up, and eventually you find, oh, well, this stuff's got lots in it, let's do that. And then
you're done.
Then it's fentanyl, you're done. I think that's what killed Philip Seymour Hoffman, actually.
It might be.
Yeah. So, new AMA, tomorrow I leave the psychiatric ward. I was technically dead from a fentanyl overdose and was revived with multiple shots of Narcan. If I was found 10 minutes later, I would have been dead for good, according to EMS, which is their paramedics, I guess.
Yeah, that cost them 60 grand.
Yep, that's probably put a dent in the old credit score. Reddit warned me I would become an addict when I did an AMA a little over a year ago after first trying heroin. Needless to say, I didn't listen and I'm paying the consequences. Whether or not it would have made a difference is questionable considering my personality. A staggering number of bipolar people become addicts. This is my
at this point, he didn't know he was bipolar.
That's true.
He went to the psych ward to find out he's bipolar.
Yeah.
So that didn't help his case.
No, but it does explain a lot. It does explain, A, why he felt sort of the impulse to sort of, gravitate towards something exciting in the first place. He was probably on a manic.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't notice it, he was probably on something of a manic. He's also confident enough to post it on the internet without worrying about what people think, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But he's also emotional enough to argue with them in the comments about it anyway. So
the signs were there.
The signs were there.
Yeah, something was going on with him. So it's like, because if he would have been, because he's like what at that point he was 24. He was rational enough to have a good job and do that, and then, as you said, he had a manic, and it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, one manic impulse is all it can take, This is my third extremely close encounter with death from drugs in the last year. I have done more than you probably know exist. I'm not sure if he's talking about drugs or death.
I think drugs.
Yeah. This is my third chance at life. Wow. And I don't know if I will get any more. Ask me anything. Edit. I get transferred to the rehab unit in like an hour, which is open door and has lots of freedom and is even nicer than this unit. Yay!
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's foreshadowing or not.
Because it's
an open door rehab. I wonder what will happen next.
Well, what would that mean, an open door rehab? That means he can freely leave?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was under a section under a legal order, or if he had would. I imagine.
Well, would you get put under a section if you are a heavy drug user?
You can.
Because you are damage to yourself. You're
danger to yourself.
Danger to yourself,
or possibly others. Depends.
Yeah.
We had drug addicts on the ward all the time. Usually not for very long, but they would be around. Okay, so the fourth update is 8 years after the original post in 2017. Am I going to read? Andre, you've read this already. Am I going to read this and be incredibly depressed?
Read that.
Fuck you, man.
Just read that.
SpontaneousH, 7 years later. Update for anyone who stumbled across this account in the future. I don't know if anyone here remembers me, but you can look through my submissions history and get an idea. It's not pretty, and will take you through a journey of my first time trying heroin to my life quickly falling apart. So take that as a warning, it's graphic. I was totally out of my mind, and you may not want to read it depending on where you're at. This is the first time I've logged onto this account in a couple of years. I had a couple of PMs, and people occasionally mention this account in various places, so I'll post a quick update here for anyone stumbles upon this in the future. I am now almost 6 years clean from all drugs and alcohol, and life is good. Nice.
Yeah.
See?
I didn't want to ruin that.
Oh, cheers, dude. Thank you.
Yeah.
You gave me a nice surprise instead of like, I've lost one of my legs.
No, dude,
I got my feet bitten off by rats in Stalingrad.
It's not gonna do that to you, man.
I voted for Trump. I thought he was going to say some really heinous shit.
Yeah, like voting for Trump.
Yeah. I don't even remember what I said in the first... it's too difficult for me to go back and read most of what I originally wrote 7 years ago. Maybe one day I will be able to. I don't even remember what I said in the first post, but I know I can only look back objectively and say the things probably weren't as good and normal before I tried heroin as I made them seem. Yeah. There were certainly warning signs before that with alcohol, weed, and other things that I had issue with substances, although I probably couldn't admit it to myself at the time. I never would have tried it if things were truly going well for me. What followed in the latter post and where it took me was very real. Thanks for everyone who has reached out over the years. I hope everyone in here is able to find recovery and get the help they need. Oh, this is interesting. The compiler here has put some relevant comments here. That's nice. Glad you're clean, bro. 7 years is a long time. Congrats. Stay strong and keep clean. Don't dwell on the past too much and just look forward to the future. Good advice.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
That's nice.
That's genuinely good advice.
It's a good. The story ends well.
Yeah.
Well, probably he had to work really hard to get to the point that he got.
Yeah. But 6 years clean, that's pretty fucking tough to do.
Yeah.
He managed to get there, and good for him.
Yeah.
And, honestly, this little piece of advice here about, stay strong, keep clean, don't dwell on the past too much, and look forward to the future, very good advice.
Yeah.
If you're an addict of any kind, if you're addicted to something, and you start beating the shit out of yourself in your head about, the fact that you relapsed, that's what addicts do, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You've already accepted the fact that you're an addict, so... accept the fact that you're going to relapse and just move on and just try not to do it again.
Yeah.
That's literally the best advice you can give yourself.
It's the only thing you can do anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like you can change anything you did already in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you beat yourself about what you did in the past, I mean, if you do end up doing sort of, hit and run or whatever, and then you think about it and you have massive regrets, it's normal, but you can't beat yourself up forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Torturing yourself isn't really a way to make things better. It's just a way to make yourself worse.
Yeah.
Which can feel righteous. It can feel correct. You know, sometimes you just want to destroy yourself, but it never turns out better for anybody if you do that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So, here's their reply to that really useful piece of advice. To clarify, I'm just under 6 years clean, a little over 7 years since I first posted about it. And yeah, sometimes I get a little down and out of it in recovery, but any problems I have now are nothing in comparison to the clusterfuck that was my life using.
Yeah. Because you imagine people will take advantage of you, people will try to give you rubbish and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we've got more updates. This is weird. So that's the kind of the end of the story, right? You're smiling. You're smiling in a way that I find unsettling, Andre. What's coming next?
Read, Billy. Just read.
This is like Tiny's water torture, but you're telling me to press the button that drops water on my forehead. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay. Go on, Billy. Just read it.
I've got the laptop. Oh, anyway. Update number 5, September 24th, 2021. 1 decade after the original post. Well, over 1 decade. It's been a while. This is not an AMA or anything exciting, really. I saw a disturbing and sad post on opiate OD on r/public freakout and was reminded to try to log in and check this. I guess it has been over 3 years since I checked this or posted anything. I find this Reddit account pretty overwhelming. I'm just posting to let people know that I am still alive, clean, and doing well. Thanks to everyone who has reached out in messages, checking in over the past few years, and sorry if I can't get back to you. To be honest, if I made a really famous Reddit AMA about the worst decision I ever made, I probably wouldn't check that account either.
Yeah, because he's been covered so many times by so many different people, as in YouTubers and stuff. So you find his story everywhere, and everybody has a different take on it, and they have a different opinion of his journey. I've seen some horrible human beings being like, "Oh, he's a piece of shit. Why did he do that? He fucked up his relationship." So that was the sort of conversation from some people, and then there's other people like us. We kind of look at it and we're kind of whimsical and sort of making a joke about it, and then there's other people, they're like, this was the worst thing he ever did. And then he realized, and I'm like, dude, just stop over dramatizing. That's somebody's story, you know? It's
yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you speak to this guy at this point, if he's doing as well as he seems to be in this post, he'd probably be able to have a joke about it with you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I could probably tell him some stories of, like, guys I've seen go through it, and I was like, oh, hey, did you ever do this? And they went, oh my god, yeah, I did this. I totally did this once. They could probably have a nice, relatable chat about it. You don't have to be super serious about it all the time.
I mean, he should, like quite genuinely consider a career change, because he beat addiction. So he could change his career and try to focus on helping other people.
That's true. Not everyone's got the right makeup for that, though.
He is bipolar as well. So.
Bipolar doesn't necessarily, to be honest, that can also be a bonus. But, in terms of, like, if you're a heroin addict, like, do you really want to, like, go hang out with people who are really struggling? Sometimes, if you are still addicted to heroin, and you probably will be the rest of your life, you're going to be tempted.
Oh, fair.
I
see your point. I see your point.
Because it's accessible. It's right there, Like, these guys know where to get some. You can just ask. You can just ask, Andre. Just ask him. 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 Go on. That's kind of what it's like,
Okay. That was weirder than me.
I'm just trying to vocalize, kind of what urges are like. Cool. So this guy there was obviously like someone had OD'd on the internet and everyone thought it was this guy. Turns out it wasn't. That's good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Here's some relevant comments. Happy to hear from you that you're still clean. Do you have anything to tell people that might be addicted to drugs? Not for me, but I have people that I know I'm a bit concerned about. This is the original commenter's reply. That's tough to answer since it depends on the personal situation. People resist help until they hit a point of desperation and are ready. And anything you say outside of that is not going to do much and probably just annoy them. Good general advice.
Yeah.
In general, I would just say be supportive. If they indicate they have their own concerns and if an opportunity arises when they want to seek treatment, at that point, encourage them to do so. Good advice and good theory.
Yeah.
There's a stage of addiction called pre-contemplation, and that's where you are not even noticing or ready to notice how badly this thing is fucking your life up.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you can stay in pre-contemplation for a long time.
So you know you're doing something that will hurt you, but you're not going to do anything about it.
On a factual sort of intellectual level, yeah. But at the same time, you just go, you rationalize it, you blow it off. It's like, loads of people do it and everything's fine. It's like, I only use like once in a while when really they're smacking it up every day. You know, it's like the cognitive dissonance thing.
Yeah.
When people have cognitive dissonance, where they've got two ideas like fighting in their head, they will come up with some sort of rationalization to either add something in there to, deflect from it, or they'll try and minimize the consequence to make it sound like it wasn't that big a deal.
Oh.
It's stuff like that. It's end of the world kind of shit. Here's some other comments. It has been coming up almost 11 years since I have used heroin, any hard drugs, or alcohol. That was November 2010. A few years ago, I had a slip and just smoked weed, and that was a bad mistake. So I consider...
if you're still addicted, you're like, oh, hi. Oh, hi.
Hi. I remember what it's like to be you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it can, eventually you kind of give up lots of stuff. I know recovering addicts are giving up, basically everything, because, almost everything is a temptation, to include cigarettes,
Yeah.
So, it looks like the original poster has not been in trouble for a long time. It looks like this is the end of our little story.
Yeah, you thought I'm gonna just give you a horrible story.
I really thought that the next one they were gonna end up murdered for something completely unrelated or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I thought it would be funnier if I just
just carry on baiting me with the promise of a terrible story.
Yeah, I'm with Temptress.
Maybe to someone, dude. No, what a fascinating little story. I mean, it is kind of rare to see like the whole thing sort of spiral so amazingly on Reddit of all places. Most of the time people are not forthcoming with this kind of thing.
No, because they don't want to talk about it, because
fuck no,
because shame and all that. But again, as he said, he's bipolar, and as you said, probably that's what helped him.
Gives him a little bit of sort of courage at some point. Hey, maybe he felt super okay with what happened, so he felt like sharing it. Yeah, but this is an interesting one. It's interesting, A, that it spiraled so quickly, and B, that it's just interesting seeing it described in such detail, you know, and like seeing all the little hints about what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Like the first couple of posts are really, really disturbing.
Listen, just casually, because my dude, he just casually posted on Reddit that he did heroin.
Yeah, also cocaine as well. I've missed out that part. There was cocaine involved in there as well.
Oh yeah, and weed and other things.
Yeah.
He did the whole shebang.
Generally, how it works, if you're like addicted to one thing but you can't get that thing, you settle for something else for a while.
You're not gonna be happy with it, but
no, you're still gonna be thinking about doing the other thing. One of the worst things for like addiction isn't like not just alcoholic addiction, like addiction to alcohol. One of the worst things for addiction is booze. Because all it takes is a couple of drinks, and all of a sudden, way, yeah, I'm fucking invincible. I could do this.
But he's like, when I was, I tried all kinds of diets throughout my life, and I went keto for a little bit, right?
How was that?
It was nice. You eat a lot of meat and cheese. It was great.
Did you shit through the eye of a needle?
Here's the thing: it doesn't really work because it's so restrictive. You want the things that you used to have. Like I craved bread. Like can't even like I enjoy bread. I don't crave bread day to day. I want certain things to have with bread, right? Like jam, I'll have it with bread, obviously. But then you crave.
You don't eat jam just straight off the spoon. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, just eat jam out of the. But here's the thing. One of the things.
You sucker me in with this nice, pleasant story about someone overcoming their drug addiction, and then you tell me you don't eat jam out of the jar.
No.
I'm so disappointed in you, man.
No, I'm worried about you now. We're gonna have to have a chat after this.
Only if we have it over jam.
But here's to get one of the things that everybody on the internet that was preaching keto was don't drink alcohol. Because alcohol is keto friendly, but the problem is as soon as you drink alcohol, all your cravings
kebabs.
Hey?
You like kebabs and shit like that.
Exactly. Pretty much. That's bottom line. But you can have kebab meat. Like you kind of, and then you have to take all the sugar out of your diet, which is the most horrendous idea. Because absolutely everything has sugar.
Yeah, basically.
There's nothing that doesn't have sugar.
Yeah.
Just eating protein and
like
cheese.
anything that's a carbohydrate basically becomes a sugar eventually. So you kind of have to just cut any sugars.
But you lose a lot of weight, but you gain it instantly as soon as you stop the diet.
Your body's like, aha!
You're just putting back on. It's not healthy.
Yeah,
all I'm saying. Like,
I know people who've like sworn by keto and like say they stay in it for years. I mean, that sounds kind of horrible.
You can, but you just need to slip out once, and then you need to reset the whole fucking process.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, you're right. That isn't sustainable.
Because your body needs to go through this process called ketosis.
Yeah,
where your body starts only eating protein and fat. And then it's the whole fat.
It like chews through your fat or something.
Yeah. That's the concept of it. That's the idea. It works, but then again, you're so restricted. It's like no healthy diet should be this restrictive, right?
Yeah. Plus, like you say, if you're constantly tempted by sweets, that's not life. You know, like being constantly tempted by heroin isn't life either. You know,
just bringing it back.
Hey, I'm bringing it back to the topic, man. Like that guy hit on like a whole bunch of points that are kind of interesting. Yeah. Because one of the things that's sort of unspoken about heroin is like, when you've tried it and it's the best feeling in the world, and then someone's telling you, no, that's bad for you. You should give that up. Of course you're not going to fucking listen.
No, why would you?
Especially not to some dickheads on the internet who are basically attending the freak show. Yeah. Well,
Redditors do enjoy a good freak show.
Redditors love a freak show, man. Like,
yeah. And if we would have crashed and burned, they would have loved it even more.
They would have made, like, long wikis about how they tortured this guy until they destroyed him. It would be like a Chris Chan thing. Yeah. I realise that you don't know what Chris Chan is. That's definitely for the best. Whatever the fuck you do, never look that up. Never.
I'm going to look it up.
You're going to regret this, and it's going to be my fault, and you're going to, next time you speak to me, you're like, fuck you, Billy, why have you done this to me?
Is it going to be a whole berserk thing again all over?
No, it's infinitely worse.
Oh.
Because it happened in real life.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's infinitely worse.
I really want to go there.
No, you do not. And trust me, you do not have enough time in your day.
It's fine. I'm sure I'm going to find a video. I'm driving for 7 hours tomorrow.
No, you won't just find a video, my friend. You will find one man's entire series documenting the entire saga. It is no less than 40 videos long.
Really?
About an hour each.
Did you do that?
No, I did not.
It's another saga. Okay, is this a plug?
I ran into the Chris Chan phenomenon. I can't believe we're including this in a story about heroin, but I suppose it makes sense because Chris Chan is the kind of like internet rabbit hole that's really addictive to fall down, because it's like, what the fuck is going to happen next? This story is a roller coaster. What's going to happen next? Are they going to be arrested? Is there going to be some sort of artistic crime?
Billy, you're selling it to me. Can you shut the fuck up?
Okay, I will not sell... I got into it because I had 12-hour shifts and fuck all to do, man. You don't have that excuse.
You're kind of selling it. Not gonna lie.
My point is, don't be the guy who's like posting, I'm just starting to learn about Chris Chan, ask me anything. Because then it'll be like, update 2 weeks later. I've been reading about this shit for 2 weeks. I haven't stopped, I haven't slept, my wife has left me and my cats are dead. It will be something like that.
Whoa. Not the cats, dude.
Well, it might be. Like, it's a bit like WoW. You know how World of Warcraft, like, caused all those dead, neglected children back in the day?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, It's like one of those things that it's like infinite car crashes happening in front of your face that you can't look away from. And then all of a sudden you realize you've wasted 18 hours. It's insane, man. The internet's full of insane rabbit holes like that. And we just have to do our best. Well, like this one. We have to
actually come out on top.
Yeah, this guy managed to overcome the heroin, at least as far as we know. Unless, like, they show up dead in, like, a river somewhere, then...
Well, you don't know his actual name, you don't know anything about him, so... Even
no, true, but I imagine... I imagine that someone who found, like, this might do some internet sleuthing and work out if he'd actually died. Yeah, well, let's hope he doesn't die. Well, let's hope not. If you're out there, SpontaneousH, and you're randomly listening to this, then...
Why? And
I'm sorry for being a dick.
Yeah.
None of it was
sorry for Billy. It's the only one I got.
Hey, man, like, heroin addiction's fucking rough. I think I've exemplified that more than anybody. I mean, I can't really give you like the detailed stories about what I know about heroin addiction for like legal reasons, so I can't honestly go into super detail, but what this guy's describing...
You're gonna tell me after we...
I'm pretty sure... Fuck, no, I didn't mean that. I'll let me keep my job, please.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly I've seen some shit, man.
Should we wrap it up before we incriminate ourselves even more?
Do you do that every day, man? Like, every single time we get on a microphone, you're like, oh, by the way, mafia boss, this is how I do it, right? What you need to do is you need to keep the children in slightly smaller cages, then you can fit more onto the boats.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Allegedly.
Speaking of which, did you see they let Ghislaine Maxwell out of prison?
Oh, yeah.
Thoughts? Opinions?
Yeah, we want the list. Can we have the list, please?
She's not going to give you the list, dude. She's not going to give you the list. She's got her freedom. She's going to fuck off and say, oh yeah, Trump didn't do anything. Bye. And that's going to be it.
No, she's not going to, because apparently there's some emails out there, and that's why they let her out, because she's going to give up a lot more things, which is BS, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
That list should have been published a long-ass time ago.
Yeah, she's a child trafficker. Just, like, hang her upside down until the blood rushes to her head, and then, torture
Allegedly.
her until... No. Just, child sex traffickers probably shouldn't be let out into the community, especially if they're rich and connected, because fuck that, frankly.
Didn't they confiscate everything she has yet?
Well, they might have confiscated quite a lot of her stuff, but guarantee that she has some assets under another name, probably her dad's. She comes from a rich money family. There's pockets, there's pockets in places. But yeah, so that we don't overextend this story any further than it has to by tacking stuff onto the end of it.
Yeah.
I have been Billy.
And I've been Andre.
I have been doing a lot of reading.
And subscribe. What do you want me to do?
Like and subscribe, everybody, before my throat gives out. Big up to SpontaneousH for providing us with wonderful content, and I wish you a miraculous recovery, my dude.
And
keep on going forth.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.